I and how that changed over time?
Um, well, I think, yeah, it's back to this question of, did CI change something fundamentally, or did it bring out and hone something that already existed?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've kind of always naturally been oriented towards touch. Um, I think that there were some sort of social boundaries around it that I think I still have, um, in wanting to be sensitive about other people's boundaries, which maybe are not mine. Um, what CI, of course, it normalizing non-sexual physical intimacy, um, and developing my sort of proprioceptive kinesthetic empathy of being able to feel, these deep states of presence, be able to feel what's going on in somebody else's body from a felt understanding. Like that is, so much of the progressing in the practice is how well can I listen? How well can I listen to myself? How well can I listen to what the other person's body is doing? How well can I listen to what's kind of emerging from the two? And, the, the point of contact is a touch point.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah. So it's kind of just with touch, it's just like a sharpening of my awareness
Okay.
around it.
Nice. All right. Um, so just checking in right now. So far, have you been okay with the questions? Everything all good? Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciated your openness and in your sharing. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Um, so I want to go back a little bit to focus on gender a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious if you could tell me about your experiences dancing with men. Um, and if there's just overall or any differences you note with those experiences.
I love dancing with men.
Okay.
Um, and I've never had an issue with it. That
Mhm.
wasn't a hurdle for me. Um, I think I love, I love it. Especially like big, strong men. It's amazing. Um, I noticed that there are men who struggle with it so hard. I see it. 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 I see it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. Um,
And are there any differences that you note when you dance with men versus folks of other genders?
uh, only when it's guys who have a thing about dancing with other, it's like if they got a thing, then it's like, okay, this is going to be awkward. Like if I'm
Mhm.
like you're in an exercise and you're partnered up with someone and they just like are, you know, you can just tell how uncomfortable they are with it. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, so often it's kind of people who are a bit hyper masculine,
Mhm.
very dominanty, um, Yeah.
Yeah. So more around what other men might be bringing into the exercise is like what might be different or difficult for you in navigating that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I just, it's like, well, I mean, I don't really dance with those people because
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really naturally happen unless it's a sort of in some constructed format. Um, yeah.
And have you noticed any changes in how you dance with men over time since you've started CI?
I mean, not any different than how my whole dance has changed over time, which is, a softening and,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah.
Okay.
There is like a sort of like a really deep listening, very slow space, which it's really rare for me to find another man who's available for
Mm-hmm.
that. And so there's levels, there's guys who just won't dance with other guys at all. There's guys who will do like the big kind of acrobatic, you know, kind of playful vibe. It's hard to find another man who will be willing to enter into the deep, soft listening. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoy it. Like it's not a thing for me. Um, but yeah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel generally masculinity is represented in CI spaces?
So I spent about 3 years, uh, 2 to 3 years on kind of a CI pilgrimage around the world.
Oh, wow.
I for about 2 to 3 years, like I went to, I danced on 4 different continents. Um, in Thailand, in India, in Europe, in South America,
Mhm.
and across the United States. And cultures are different in different places. Of course. Uh, the masculine in the Bay Area, which is my home community, um, there is there is the masculine is something that is kind of actively wrestled with, I feel like, in the community. Um, and um, yeah, it's I think it for me it's demanded a softness and a sensitivity around my own masculinity. Um, yeah, and not wanting to be a creep. I don't want to be a creepy dude. I don't want to be a creepy dude. And there's creepy dudes, and it's like, how do we, you know,
Yeah.
like where is the line where the creepy gets over? Where are people in their process of overcoming that?
Mm-hmm.
Which I was once in. I was once much more entranced by that sensual